Commuters in the country's largest city could be nursing a headache for a very different reason this festive season after the federal court paved the way for train strikes over Christmas and the New Year. Transport for New South Wales says passengers could expect delays and cancellations across the Sydney trains, Intercity and New South Wales Trainlink services from today. And we've already seen disruptions on the South Coast line.
It comes after the court lifted an injunction against the industrial action by the rail, tram and bus union. The New South Wales government now wants the Fair Work Commission to step in to stop possible travel chaos on New Year's Eve. But there is a silver lining this morning, with trams running on the Parramatta light rail network for the first time in 80 years. Let's go straight to Miles Holbrook Walk in Parramatta. Miles, so much going on in the transport scene. What is the latest?
Well, Steph, it was supposed to be a day of celebration. The New South Wales government finally opening up this light rail line in Western Sydney that had been long awaited and they'd worked hard to complete. Now it's facing an entirely bigger problem, which is obviously the commuter chaos that is inbound as a result of these train strikes. Now, as you mentioned straight off the top, it is these long protracted negotiations with the rail, tram and bus union. They want to see a 32% pay increase over 4 years. The government yesterday said they were nowhere near each other in terms of finding a solution on negotiations. It led to a Fair Work injunction where it looked as though we weren't going to be able to see any action taken by the union in terms of industrial action as a consequence of this injunction that was filed. However, they were able to find a sitting date with the federal court and as such have since been able to overturn that injunction, and action begins right now. Exactly what it will look like across the day isn't totally clear, but we know the types of actions that the union has taken thus far is limiting the amount of kilometres any individual worker can travel along the train network, as well as ordering stop works on other parts of maintenance as well. That's also been part of their remit. All of this is leading to major uncertainty for the busiest night of the year, New Year's Eve, where they run typically 1,000 additional train services across the train network. Now, if there can't be a solution before then, who knows exactly what New Year's Eve is going to look like in Sydney. It's usually a major night, but obviously without the trains, you basically can't drive into the city. It's bumper to bumper. So without the train network, some major issues at hand. Now the state government, well, they've said that they don't want to negotiate with the union with a gun to their head. They may well have to negotiate with them if they want to find a solution. They are seeking legal options and have gone to the Fair Work Commission now to try and stop any action taking place. Whether or not they can get a decision on that soon enough and with enough time for new preparations to be put in place remains to be seen. One thing that is certain though is that we are expecting disruptions across the entire state train network today.
Yeah, difficult time ahead for the commuters' sake. Let's hope it can be resolved soon. Miles Holbrook Walk, thank you very much for that update.